Attention, residents of all countries and cities of the world. A large asteroid is approaching the Earth. Now its speed is many times greater than the speed of sound, and every day it is getting faster and faster. Once it enters the solar system, it will pass by the Star King, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars. The gravitational fields of these planets will also accelerate the asteroid, and Earth will be the final destination. A collision is inevitable. According to scientists, an asteroid as large as Mount Everest will be able to destroy the entire planet. Disaster will happen in 350 days. Panic filled the streets. People bought and built embankments. Scientists and astronomers from all over the world gathered to find a solution. The only way to avoid a collision is to destroy the other celestial body. Yes, a powerful rocket can break an asteroid into hundreds of thousands of pieces. In this case, a meteor shower will fall on the Earth, but it is still better than completely destroying our house. In less than a year, several powerful rockets have been built. Then, using the best telescopes in the world, astronomers have created a unique guidance system, and now we just have to wait for the asteroid to enter the solar system. Everyone starts moving to a continent with high-level bunks, unpredictable damage from asteroids. So it's better to hide everyone in a large safe place while waiting for a collision. The moment came when the asteroid passed by Uranus. The speed increased. At this time, the giant space object moves 10 times slower than the speed of light. Scientists launch rockets into the air. The asteroid, as it passed by Saturn and destroyed part of its belt, the planet's orbit is changing. It passes through the other planets through curvilinear paths, accelerating and now heading towards Earth. The rockets left a long trail of fire behind, and, reaching the speed of sound, they were getting closer to the asteroid. Near Mars there was a collision. The rockets hit the target. The asteroid explodes and breaks into millions of particles. All the plates flew in different directions. The Earth was saved. Now the Earth's satellites record a huge burst of energy. A small part of the asteroid is heading towards the Earth. It's so small it's only a grain of sand, but the explosion sped it up, and now the grain of sand is flying towards the Earth at a speed of 297,000 kilometers per second, which is 99% the speed of light. At this speed it has almost the same destructive power as the entire asteroid. It is approaching the Moon. In a few seconds it will hit our planet. Everyone is holding their breath in anticipation. The grain of sand has such great power that it is related to the laws of physics. The faster the object, the greater its mass and energy. When the sand particle reaches speeds close to the speed of light, its energy and mass started to increase suddenly. You can't even see this tiny grain of sand, but inside it has the mass of an entire continent. If the grain of sand reached the speed of light, its mass would be infinite and a black hole would appear. In this case, all living things or even inanimate things on the planet will disappear. Trees, seas, oceans, all cities, countries and continents, air, sound, the Earth's atmosphere, and everything will be absorbed by the black hole's terrible gravity. Then, when there is no trace of the Earth, the black hole will take over the Moon. The gravitational force will grow and attract other planets of the solar system. Soon it will reach the Sun. Our star will split into thousands of strings like noodles and will emit a tremendous amount of energy. This could lead to the birth of a second black hole, but fortunately the grain of sand is only 99% the speed of light, which changes everything. In addition, there is no object with mass that can reach the speed of light. The grain of sand enters the atmosphere of the Earth. From the outside it looks like a dazzling meteorite piercing the sky. The sand grain heats up as it passes through the layers of the atmosphere. The clouds within a 160 kilometers radius are on fire. If you look in slow motion, you can see that the air is ionized as the air molecules are split apart. In nature, this process occurs during a thunderstorm. Our sun also has ionization energy when sterilizing the air. The meteorite left a hole in the ozone layer, so now this place is not protected from space radiation and ultraviolet rays. The grain of sand flies straight into the middle of the Southern Ocean. The nearest continent will have an explosion. As the South Pole, the surrounding air heats up and mixes with the frigid temperatures of the ocean, creating hurricanes. As soon as the sand grains reach the ocean surface, the water begins to boil. The temperature and energy of the sand grains are very large, causing the water to evaporate, but the vapor molecules are immediately burned. Thousands of liters of water disappear off the Earth's surface. The grain of sand will fly down the first few meters without touching the surface because the water evaporates first, then it falls into the ocean and causes a powerful explosion. Hundreds of millions of liters of water bubbled and bounced because of the high heat. The entire ocean within a 160 kilometers radius was illuminated with brilliant light. In the ocean, where the sun's rays had never reached before, now almost as transparent as the water at the bottom of a swimming pool, the wreckage of old shipwrecks shattered into atoms by the explosion. Strong, the nameless sea monsters and the giant squid in the dark were too afraid of that bright light to swim away. Then eventually the sand grains settle to the seabed and go deep into the Earth's crust. If it reaches the core of the Earth, our planet will most likely explode due to the release of a terrible energy. Fortunately, this will not happen. The resistance of the ocean and the land causes the sand grain to slow down and take away its energy, which causes slight shifting of the tectonic plates and much more to do. Large waves formed and spread across the ocean. The explosion created a huge tsunami. Imagine, you throw a small rock into a puddle. The same thing happens to the ocean. Big waves are entering the coastal cities. Fortunately, everyone was evacuated, but the damage caused sand grains cost hundreds of trillions of dollars, houses destroyed, roads flooded. After a while it began to rain with storms. The sea evaporated to form large storm clouds. The wind carried them to the continents, and after the tsunami the rain began to flood entire countries. A few days after the disaster was still there, the temperature of the Southern Ocean increased by a few degrees. Right now, right at the impact area, causing the Antarctic glaciers to melt, millions of ice sheets have melted, so the water level of the world's oceans has increased. The edges of some continents are underwater forever. Forever. Storm clouds to the Sahara and other deserts. The shifting of tectonic plates causes earthquakes in some places. The volcano wakes up. The sky is full of volcanic ash. It will take months for all the ash to settle. Initially, this creates challenging conditions for life on Earth, plants, and all living things. Other objects do not receive sunlight. Photosynthesis in plants and seaweed is interrupted. Oxygen production stops. It becomes increasingly difficult to breathe. The air that fills the planet's atmosphere is now running out. People had to adapt to new conditions. They built new cities on both land and in the ocean. They create plantings with artificial light for photosynthesis. Fortunately, all problems ended when the ashes settled. Inside volcanoes there is a flow of molten lava, which can be useful because it is rich in chemical elements and minerals. Along with the ash, nutrients fell to the ground, and now the soil is well fertilized. Plants, trees, fruits and vegetables grow very quickly and produce a lot of new oxygen. Now that hundreds of flowers are in bloom, the Sahara looks more like a field of flowers than a desert. That grain of sand only renews our planet, not destroys it.